right, I'm starting it right now. Just gotta wait for it to upload or to start it.
All right.
If the Nuggets go 17-7 the rest of the way, like counting today, if we go 17-7, we will
It's
we'll
50
end
wins.
50-32.
That is a good season. Damn.
Missing MPJ and Jamal the entire season, going 50-32. That'd be
50 wins with oh my god, bro. That has to be Jokic MVP.
Yeah, you can't not, right? Like
Yeah, I mean it's 50. It's got to be
50 wins, like that's ridiculous.
But
yeah.
All right. I guess I can just say stuff, I guess. Have you like retweeted tweeted the stuff?
Doing it right now. Oh god. Yeah. Okay. All right. Do you want to start?
Sure.
Just go straight into it. You want to go into it?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I don't think anyone's watching right now, but anyone is. I doubt. Check.
All right. Denver Nuggets ended up blowing out the Sacramento Kings, even though it wasn't really a blowout. Throughout the game, good start after All-Star break. Take advantage of this schedule, even though this Kings team is pretty talented.
Yeah.
Right now,
the fourth quarter. I mean, they were right there.
Yeah, pretty much. I feel like on the Nuggets, it seemed like they were always in control, kind of. Yeah, exactly. Like they were up like 9, 10, 11, 12. And then the Kings would make like a rally, like an 8-0 run in like a minute. But then the Nuggets would go back up. The Kings would make a run. Mm-hmm. And then the Nuggets finally went back up with the bench in the start of the fourth quarter, put in Jokic. Jokic extended the lead by like another 10. It just ended up being a 20-point game.
Yeah, this is good. I think Will Barton, he had his best game of the season.
Mm-hmm.
31 on 11 of 17, really solid. 3 assists, 5 rebounds. He was plus 27. The entire starting lineup was plus double-digit plus minus. So a real good showing from them. The bench, all of them were like a -5-ish, which honestly, that'll play. Like that'll be fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Especially without DeMarcus Cousins too in this game.
Yeah.
I don't really know what happened there. I guess they signed him too late.
Yeah, so we're signing him. He's going to sign the contract tomorrow. Okay. So signing him tomorrow means that we can avoid the repeater tax, I believe, which means that because we're going to be over the luxury tax for a while because of the MPJ and Jamal stuff. So if we're able to stay under that, we won't have to pay a tax because we're going to be over for so much. Because the Warriors are paying like almost $200 million in luxury fees. Because they're just in the luxury so much. So I think that's why it's a really stupid rule. I don't know why, but yeah. So that's why.
Mm-hmm.
But you can definitely see his impact, like not being out there on the bench. Sabonis, I mean, he dominated really the whole game.
Yeah, literally, Sabonis making an MVP push for real. 33, 14, and 6. Just bet the over on every single stat. That's what I used to do with Sabonis.
I
mean, he was killing it. He was kind of him and Jokic were going back and forth. I still think like Jokic, maybe the stat sheet doesn't say it, but I feel like he was better than Sabonis. Those guys, like we were saying, just super similar type of players.
Yeah, and they even their teams run the offense the same way.
Yeah.
Denver runs a lot of horn sets, so they'll run one guy at the top of the key or top of the 3-point line, and then they'll have another 2 guys at the elbow of the free throw line, and they run that action almost every single game. They run a lot out of that. So, and the Kings were doing that too, whether it was Sabonis at the top or Sabonis at one of the horns. They ran that a lot, and I mean, it was working really well. Like their offense was not the issue. Like the Kings, their offense has never been the issue.
Right.
It's always been defense, and their defense was not very good. Not very good at all.
Except for Davion Mitchell, who turns out to be a flop master too.
Yeah, I didn't know. I did not
wasn't
know he was
expecting that at all. I know.
Yeah.
He literally just the flops when they like fake that they get elbowed in the face. Those piss me off so much.
Those are the worst.
But I mean, he was playing good defense at least to put himself in those positions to be able to flop.
He's gonna be really, really good defensively. I mean, he already is. Like he made life really difficult for Bones Highland.
I know. Bones had a rough game.
He had a rough game, yeah. Austin Rivers kind of saved the day for the bench. He had a really, really, really good game. He's been really solid over, the past 3-4 weeks. He's been really good. Offensively, he might not be putting up the greatest stats, but I mean, defensively, he's been really good. He's been moving the ball well. He's getting to the rim a lot more, which I think, both of us we know that he can get to the rim anytime he wants. It's just, always do the jab step, and then the pump fakes, and then you just settle for a three. But he started to use the jab step and pump fake to just get, he's getting like easy drives to the basket because of these. So he's played really well. Something that I think might pose to be not a good problem for Denver is JaMychal Green versus Zeke Naji.
I know. JaMychal, he's like 88%. It might be even higher after today at the free throw line.
Yeah.
And usually that's a good, test to see if your form is there, if you're, if you're like feeling your jump shot. So, he's been at 88% this entire season. And it's not like his form is off or whatever. He was just missing early in the season. And hopefully, he went 2 for 2 from 3 today. Both swishes.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be tough.
He's still not like shooting a crazy good percentage. Like he's been getting, you can see he's getting better and better as the season has gone on. Mm-hmm. But in his last 10, he's shooting 32%. Over the course of the season, he's at 26, which is like both those numbers are really low for his career. For his career, he's like 37, 38%. But if he remembers how to shoot and he's close to like 37, 38, 40%, like he's been the last 3 seasons, that is going to pose a really big problem in terms of who you're going to play. Because I would personally, I would play JaMychal Green over Zeke Naji, because JaMychal, I think he's a better rebounder. I think he's more polished as a defender. I know Zeke is way better perimeter-wise. He's way more versatile, but JaMychal's more of an interior presence. Mm-hmm. And if you're playing Boogie, you don't really need that. So maybe you still play Zeke. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I think that JaMychal, with his vet presence, he's closed playoff games. He closed the playoff series with us last year against Portland.
He's more built than Zeke too. Like won't get pushed around and stuff.
Yeah, and he has like him and Boogie are going to be one of the tougher front courts off the bench in the NBA. So that's going to pose a problem. Like if they do play Zeke, it'd be good. But
even like with Jeff Green too, like I guess you keep starting him and then play Zeke and Cousins at the same time, even though that would kind of be like a 5-man kind of bench.
I don't know. It would. I think because if MPJ comes back and he's starting, then you have a real conundrum. Because then what do you do with Jeff Green, right? Because the bench is already kind of settled into this with whether I assume by the time MPJ is cleared to come back, the bench will have settled into either Zeke or Jeff Green or JaMychal Green. So, do you slide in Jeff Green? Do you not play him? Do you not play Zeke? Do you not play JaMychal? There's a lot of things to consider with this, but it's honestly a very good problem to have because all of those guys are capable players, capable men off the bench for sure. So I think it's something to watch. I think it's a good problem to have, but that's definitely something to keep an eye on. Because to me, it looked like JaMychal Green had completely lost his rotation spot to Zeke Naji. Zeke was, he was shooting better, he was rebounding better, he was defending better, like he was doing every single thing better than JaMychal Green. You're like, all right, that's it. But then this hamstring injury came for Zeke, and now it's like, well, hold on, now we have to play Jermichael, and he's played really well. So yeah, I think
this injury, I don't understand. I thought like the original injury report didn't even have him on there.
Yeah, he popped up today. It was
and wasn't it like some knee?
It was.
Like,
he had a hamstring that kept him out before the All-Star break.
Yeah,
and then it's a bilateral knee soreness. Is what it was.
That
I don't know
is
what that means, but that's what it was today. So, and maybe it's just a side effect of the hamstring thing. Maybe it's just something popped up, but that happened. So who knows? I think I really suck for Zeke because I think next year he will for sure have a rotation spot. Because I mean, next year you got to think development wise. He'll get a little bigger in his base. He'll be able to power through more things, power through contact a little more. He'll just get stronger. He'll get better at the free throw line, hopefully, because I mean he's such a good shooter. I don't know why he's so bad from the stripe. So that'll. I think he'll have a rotation spot next year. But I think if Jermichael Green is able to play like this every single game, I feel like you have to play him.
Mm-hmm. How long is Jamal out for? Probably like mid to late March.
Yeah.
Early April, I think at the latest, but it's possible too. Probably the same with Porter. Maybe a little later.
I think I don't know. When I look at their warm-ups, I mean, I'm not a doctor or anything, but like we're both sports journalism majors. We don't know a thing about medicine, but just like looking at his warm-ups, it looked like MPJ's not farther along because he's still not doing contact, and Jamal's doing like very light contact. It just looks like he's more fluid, like he's doing more athletic things. And maybe that's just because of the injury. Like MPJ has a back and Jamal has a knee, so like they're just at different points in terms of where they are. But I don't know. Just looking at the videos that I've watched.
I saw Jamal was going against 2 defenders today.
Yeah, he was going 2v2, which is an improvement. That's progress. So like the way that it works, I know this at least for knee injuries, the way it works is you start just doing by yourself. You just start working your way, just jump shots, set shots. Then you start, doing moves, the game moves, not game speed, but game moves by yourself. Then you start doing it with a defender. Then you start doing one-on-one moves with contact. Then once you're cleared after that, then you go 2v2 and it's all the way up to 5v5. But 5v5 is hard to do because NBA teams at this point in the season, they don't practice. They just do shoot-arounds. They don't do actual practices. So he'll probably – once Jamal gets sent down to the G League, then you'll know that he's ready.
Once he gets sent down to the G League, that's like 1 or 2 weeks away.
Yeah. Then you'll know he's starting. He's going to be back pretty soon. So
hopefully that's soon. Will Barton though kind of made up for his absence today. Kind of played a little Jamal Murray role.
Yeah.
Taking the shots, making the shots. Still took 2 or 3 questionable shots. I saw like pulling up mid range and transition. I'm like, okay. But I mean that was nitpicky. He was outstanding today.
Yeah, he was great.
And I hope he's always good. Coming off a rest or when he's not banged up or whatever. And
hopefully he's healthy. Like, I mean, the first month of the season, Will Barton, I mean, that was some of the best Will Barton we've seen.
Yeah.
In his time in Denver. So, if he's able to be healthy for this stretch run, I mean, he has still not had a healthy playoff run with us. I mean, that first playoff run, he wasn't healthy and he struggled. He had to be benched for Torrey Craig. Second run, he wasn't even there. And I still believe that if him and Gary Harris are healthy, that whole playoff run, that Western Conference Final Series probably is a little different. We'd likely still lose, but it's not 5 for sure.
Right.
And he wasn't healthy until Game 2 Phoenix series last season. So he is truly like the X factor of this team, because if he's healthy, we are like, because him as like a 4th, 5th option on some days is insanely dangerous.
That is wild.
It's insanely dangerous. I mean, he's playing a 2 right now, and that's something that a lot of people don't understand. Will has had his struggles, and we've been critical of him for that, because he just, some games he just won't play like basketball. It's really weird. Like,
I know.
Literally the last game that we played against the Warriors, he was just like mentally, he just wasn't there. He was kind of checked out. A lot of the team was checked out. Like, it happens. But in terms of him like being able to step up into a higher role, like I mean, this season he was expected to be the third option, maybe even fourth option, and now he has to be the second option because of the injuries. So with that, like it doesn't just work like a step ladder, right? Like Will Barton doesn't automatically I'm playing as a third role. Now let me get up to the second.
Yeah.
Option. Like it doesn't work that linear. There's definitely a curve. So and he's still everyone's still learning that because the lineups has fluctuated so much even still.
Yeah.
But
yeah, like you said, he has those games where it's like he looks disengaged. He's kind of just his body language is off.
Yeah.
Like taking bad shots, turning the ball over, kind of like doing these one-on-one isolations, which it seems like he rarely even wins those nowadays. Like when he's trying to get to the hoop, but he tries a lot of those, kind of just flailing arms and stuff like that. The bad body language, but when he's like aggressive, he knows where he's going and he knows his spots and he knows, when he's confident. That's a pretty tough Will Barton to stop.
And today was like a great example of that. I mean, he didn't. I don't think he in the second half. I really don't think he forced a single shot. Like there were a couple at the end of the shot clock. He kind of just had to get up, which I don't blame anybody who does that. But like in terms of like the flow of the offense, he was there. Like if the pass to Jokic like wasn't there, he didn't just shoot it. He would dribble out. He kind of reset, which is really, really good. So this was a very, very good Will Barton game. I think, Jokic said after, I don't remember what game it was, but he's like, yeah, our chemistry has just been kind of off lately. Today it was really good. They read each other really well.
Yeah.
Jokic, he almost hit 25, 12, and 9 and 4 steals. This is like out of nowhere. He
played really well in the first half. At the third quarter, he kind of disappeared, but the Nuggets were still scoring. He just wasn't choosing to score. Mm-hmm. And then the fourth quarter, I think he had 8 in the fourth quarter when he came in at like the 7-minute mark. So he kind of took over then. Solid game.
Yeah.
25, 12, and 9 is pretty crazy. Just be a solid game. But
I mean, that's like his averages almost.
Yeah. I know.
Crazy. It's crazy. Like, oh, yeah, that's his average. And that's like his okay game.
But it doesn't even feel that good. I know.
This is so weird. He
really
was like in the one-on-one matchup and the pick and roll with Sabonis and Fox, he was kind of getting cooked. But it was one of those examples that we talked about again, where it's like most of the game he'll just kind of like lumber through on defense. He'll kind of just like half effort. But then when the fourth quarter comes and he has to play defense, he plays defense. Like he is incredibly good. I really want to see what maybe StatMuse has it. His defensive rating in the fourth quarter. It has to be very high.
I don't know. Is that a stat? I don't know.
I feel like it has to be.
Yeah. Monte Morris he had a quiet game, but he had 19 and he was 7 of 9, 3 of 4 from 3.
He was really, really
playing great. The turnovers were still kind of an issue. They had 11, I think, like right as the third quarter started. Finished with 16. I don't know. I feel like you want to be around that like kind of 11, 12 mark is pretty, fine.
It doesn't show his fourth quarter.
Yeah. I wonder if like NBA.com has it.
Yeah, I feel like NBA.com probably has it. Yeah, I mean, it's so weird. It shows the defensive rating, but it does nothing under it. Like I don't know if like on this like stat thing, like that's defensive rating, but there's nothing.
Yeah.
Kind of odd.
I don't know. It's probably pretty good though.
Yeah, I feel like it has to be. He's been like elite in the fourth quarter this whole season. So yeah, this is a good win. And we talked about this before we went live, but Denver is they have the easiest schedule coming out of the All-Star break until the end of the season. Easiest strength of schedule. They end with the most home games in the league. This first 6-game stretch out of the break, I think, is the easiest that they have. It's for a while. Let me see exactly what it is. So it was Kings, Then we play the Kings again on Saturday night, but in Denver. Then it's at Portland. And then it goes at home against the Thunder, at home against the Rockets, at home against the Pelicans. That's the first 6 out of the break. And Denver can legitimately go 6-0 in that stretch. Like, I think that's possible. Pelicans and Thunder always give us trouble, but they should.
Yeah.
Those are 6 very winnable games.
Probably go like 5-1.
Yeah.
But yeah,
then the schedule starts to get a little tougher going into the end, starting after that, because then you go Warriors, which is the makeup game that got.
Yeah, that's that weird like it goes Warriors, Nuggets, Kings, and then you play the Warriors like again.
Yeah.
At Denver again. So it's like
it's weird. The NBA was kind of screwed on that makeup thing.
Yeah.
Denver doesn't have a lot of off days coming up. So it's at home against the Warriors, then on the road against the Kings. It's the last matchup against the Kings. No, it's not. I think we play them one more time.
That is the last.
It is?
The one Wednesday, March 9th?
Yeah.
That's the last one.
Oh, that's weird. So we play the Warriors 4 times. And they're in the same division.
We played the Kings earlier, January 7th.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. Okay. Yeah, so that'll be the last time we play the Kings. Then it is Warriors again, like Asher said. Then you go Raptors, 76ers, Wizards, Cavs, Celtics, Clippers, Suns. So that's a tough stretch. And then after that, it eases up considerably. But that's a really, really tough stretch after that.
It's a fun stretch, though.
Yeah.
Some interesting teams. A lot of like Eastern Conference teams you don't really play. Obviously, Jokic Embiid matchup. Cavs are always tough.
Oh, crap. I'm going to miss like the first half of the Nuggets Sixers game. I have a
March
class.
14th.
I have a class until 5:50. It starts at 4. God dang it.
What day is March 14th?
It's a Monday.
Okay.
And it's because dang it. It's because our because we're in Arizona, our time switches to Pacific at some point in March.
So, really? That's coming up?
Damn. Yeah.
Dude, I love the mountain time is just way better, bro.
It is. It's so much nicer. And mountain time, that would have been 5:30. I would have only missed like the first quarter, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Dude, so they really play Nuggets at Lakers is going to be at 11:30 a.m. like Lakers time.
Wait, what? Oh my God.
April 3rd.
No, that's 11:30 a.m. our time too, because in April.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying like they're playing it 11:30 Pacific.
That is,
which is weird.
Disgusting. Oh, that's on ABC too. That's a loss.
Oh Lord.
Bet the house on the Lakers on that one.
I know.
Man, that is.
Unless LeBron's out because they're not going to make the playoffs or something.
Yeah, hopefully. Right. They're going to make the play-in though. It's going to be tough. Yeah. But that stretch, you go Warriors, Raptors, Sixers, Wizards, Cavs, Celtics, and then Clippers, Suns. That's an 8-game stretch with a lot of high-quality teams. That's gonna be pretty tough. Ooh,
yeah, a lot of home games though.
Yeah, a lot of home games is nice.
Yeah,
three-game road trip in that, which is Sixers, Wizards, Cavs. But yeah, the rest of them are home games. That Suns game feels like a time when Jamal Murray could come back.
Ooh.
If he comes back,
that he always owns. Dude, oh my God, that'd be such a sick storyline. And then he's gonna have like 5 points, and we're gonna lose, and the Suns fans are gonna be like, "See, told you."
Suns fans are so weird about that. They're always like, anytime anything happens, they're like, "Oh, but I was told the Nuggets would win." It's like they did it with the Super Bowl. It's like the Bengals would.
I know.
Where it was playing. It's like, dude, it's been a year. All right, give it up. It's like just. I
know, bro. It'll be interesting. Probably Chris Paul is out that game too.
Yeah.
So I mean, and there you go. There's their excuse.
There's the excuse.
It's kind of karma, dude. Your team's been healthy like 3 straight years, and everyone else has had their second star.
Yeah. Devin Booker. We talked about it on I think our episode that came out today. Devin Booker, first game without Chris Paul, 25 points and 12 assists.
There you go.
He's definitely capable of being the playmaker. It's just like the clutch leadership and stuff that you're missing. But I mean, the thing is, Chris Paul's still gonna be there with the team, so they're not like missing that leadership. It'll be interesting to see. He also had 6 steals, which is very impressive for Devin Booker.
DeAndre Ayton though, with no CP3, 6 points.
Yeah,
and so I think that's gonna be.
That'll be the biggest tell. It'll be him, because like his first 2 seasons he was good. Like he was legitimately, he averaged like 18 and 10 his rookie season, which is really solid. He averaged something around that his second year. I know he got suspended, but he averaged something around that his second year. And then Chris Paul came in. Everything came easier to him because he had Chris Paul, which is like, obviously. So it'll be interesting to see how he and Booker play in a pick and roll situation.
Yeah,
because they haven't done that in like a full season and a half now. So.
Aaron Holiday went 5 for 5. Really,
he was a good pickup for them.
He was barely even playing in Washington.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. Like I when they traded from him, like, okay, I mean, he's not even gonna play.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But I mean, campaign still isn't back, and now with the CP injury, he's gonna be forced to play. Like he's a good defender. He's like a smart player. He's a low turnover guy, low mistake guy.
He can
12 points, 5 assists. He's a good shooter. Like. Now that you look at that, it's like, okay, that's a pretty good trade.
Yeah.
Cam Johnson in the starting lineup, 21 points.
They still got some shot makers.
They're still incredibly deep.
Yeah.
Like they're still insanely deep. So if I was the Suns, I wouldn't be worried about like dropping in the standing, because you're not going to lose 6 games. Or I mean, you're probably going to lose 6 games in that 2-month span, but you're not going to lose 6 games in the standings.
Yeah,
is what I mean. So. Yeah, like there isn't another team that's going to be 6 games better than you. So
right,
they're going to be all right.
Yeah, I guess it's just kind of like how many playoff games will CP3 miss, if any.
If he misses any, I don't know if he'll miss any.
Yeah,
he has a chance to come back, but it'll probably depend on who they play too. I feel like if they play like the Lakers or the Clippers in the first round, they'll probably try and get him back. But if they play like Minnesota or something, I don't think they'll.
This game was a lot closer though than the score says.
Yeah,
like I was watching it. I mean, it was like a
5-point game with like 3 minutes left. Like,
I know. And somehow the Suns.
It was pretty close.
Yeah, dude. The Thunder were playing players like I've literally never heard of too. Like Vit, his name's Vit.
Oh yeah,
Kurjki. Dude.
Yeah, I think he's like a draft and stash guy who they brought over. But he got drafted. And then
I can't even click on this dude's name. Let me.
The SAR
Waters?
Guy?
No, it's Waters. Oh my god! And this SAR. What even is that? It's Waters. I saw this Waters guy playing. I'm like,
yeah, Lindy Waters.
What?
Oklahoma State.
He looks like
undrafted.
I mean, he looks like a.
He doesn't even have a picture on ESPN.
He looks. I don't even know. I can't like describe. He just looks like a high schooler, like a high schooler that like is trying to like look cool and play basketball with like a perm. Dude, that's what I don't know what he is. And then this SAR dude, I've never even heard of either.
No, I've never heard of the SAR guy.
Like, where did they like come from? I mean, these guys weren't playing before the All-Star break. They just put like 3 random guys off the streets on their team.
Yeah, I have no clue who they are.
Olivier Sarr.
The Vit Krejci, he was. I know he was a draft and stash from last year. So I know he was drafted he was drafted in 2021 or 2020. He was 2nd round pick. And he was a draft and stash, but.
Oh, this guy played at Kentucky. I kind of recognize like him.
Who, SAR?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm just gonna we'll do a quick
1 year.
standings update and I'll probably end it. I don't know unless we have anything else to talk about. But I don't think
All right, we can just go through the games too. Grizzlies, Timberwolves beat the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
John Moran is healthy.
Yeah,
it was good. Celtics, man, these Celtics are tough, man. I know the Nets played like nobody, but
yeah, they're still a skeleton version of Brooklyn, but
mm-hmm.
I mean, they dominated them the whole game. That closing lineup, man, where you take out Al Horford and you put in Derek White,
mm-hmm.
that is pretty dangerous.
Oh, dude, DeMar DeRozan, he's so good right now, dude. I might have to put him like number 2 in the MVP. It's tough. I mean, Embiid and Giannis haven't played, and like, I don't know if but it's not one single game. He's been doing this for like.
He's been doing it for like a few weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, 37 points, 15 for 21. Like, dude, that is insane efficiency.
And he hit the game
production.
Winner.
Yeah.
I like it's so crazy because like this whole stretch that he's been on, I'm like, okay, he has to be doing this because Zach LaVine isn't playing. Zach LaVine's been playing the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, because I know he's hurt, but like he's been playing the whole time. But just DeRozan has completely been able to take over that like number 1 role.
Yeah.
And LaVine has been very good at like taking a back seat to it because of how good he's been. So that has been a very seamless transition, which is really good for them. Yeah, DeRozan, he's just on another level right now. I mean, the shots he makes are just so
crazy,
dumb. Like,
I mean, like he wasn't doing with the Spurs. I don't know.
Yeah.
How he's
maybe it's just because he's on a good team, so he's just like kind of.
Yeah, maybe Pop was like. I don't know. I mean, I know he kind of developed his playmaking stuff in San Antonio.
Yeah, he was definitely used more of
Pop is like known for with the ball movement and stuff. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. This Bulls team is interesting, like for the playoffs.
Yeah. I don't know what to think of them.
Because I know it's all like isolation scores.
Yeah.
But they're deep too. I mean, like Derek Jones is a nice piece. Obviously, Io's been playing well. Mm-hmm. Javonte Green is a good depth piece. Tristan Thompson, 11 and 6 in 13 minutes.
I saw some of his possessions. I mean, he's definitely better than Tony Bradley. Like Tony Bradley is. I mean, he's bigger, but Tristan Thompson has way more of a presence. Like offensive boards wise, he was playing really well. Defensively, I thought he was okay. So yeah, I think that he's a good pickup for them. Nothing crazy, but he's a good depth pickup. But yeah, in terms of like a playoff series with this team, I don't know, because like none of their number 1 is like notorious for not playing well in the postseason.
Right.
And nobody else on that team has been in the playoffs. Like the role players, I guess, have. I mean, you look at Tristan Thompson, he was a key member of a championship team. Caruso obviously was a key member of a championship team. But besides that, like, nobody else has really been in this big.
I think Vooch has been an 8 seed a couple times.
He's been there. He's won a few games. But like,
I mean, he hasn't. Yeah, they haven't had a chance in a series.
Yeah, exactly. So,
other than maybe the Raptors, like DJ Augustine, game 1, mm-hmm. But after that, it fell apart.
It's just it's tough. It's tough to gauge how they are going to look postseason wise.
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously Caruso does a lot for them, so like.
Yeah, he's out.
Good. But like I mean, as a team today, they only had 16 assists. And I feel like in a postseason series,
right? I know it's interesting
the entire time.
Dude, Kobe White has been shooting the lights out of the ball.
Yeah.
Too. I think. Let me.
His last 10, he's shooting 50% from 3.
Yeah, and he's taking a ton of attempts. It's like 6 for 10, 4 for 6, 5 for 6, 6 for 11.
Averaging 18 points in that stretch too. So it's not just him chucking. It's not him shooting like one shot a game. He's legitimately been pretty good since he's come back. He's averaging 14 points a game on the season, 40% from 3 as well. So he's been doing his thing. I really wanted the Nuggets to like look at him in a trade if Chicago was going to move off of him, but they got hit with so many injuries to their guards that they had to play him. He played well. So.
Dude, I got a new guy for the Nuggets. We need to draft him. Wait, do we have a first round pick this year?
Yeah, we can't. We can't trade it anymore. So we do.
Malachi Branham out of the Ohio State, dude. He's so good. He's our next like Will Barton type player, bro. He's like a scoring wing. He had 31 tonight against Illinois at Illinois. He had 27 last game against Indiana. He had 22 2 games ago against Iowa. True freshman. But yeah, I mean like 6'5", really smooth mid-range game. I think he's just a solid, like it's not like he's shooting like 50% from the field.
Yeah.
Taking jump shots, shooting 45% from 3.
That's pretty good.
And they're probably projecting him to go in like the 20s. So I think the Nuggets could maybe have a chance unless he just keeps going off and goes off in like March Madness and stuff.
Yeah.
He's just a smooth mid-range shooter who obviously can shoot threes too. And you could just tell like his presence. I think like as a rookie on a contending team, like as we were saying, just be like solid. Scotty Barnes, Evan Mobley, just a solid player. He's cool. He was cool under pressure too at Illinois. I think he knocked down. Yeah, he knocked down like. Let me see. I know he knocked down clutch. He was 10 for 11 from the free throw line. That's 10 for good. 14 from the field. So there we go. That's who I wanted.
That's pretty good. Yeah, in terms draft is a while away for Denver, but they could go like anywhere with their pick. Like I know that.
I just think with Barton getting old, that kind of seems like a position like
a wing, shooting guard, wing type of guy.
Right. Yeah.
But for sure, I could see them going there. I could also see them going with a big again, maybe. Maybe to solidify the bench backcourt. But I don't know. Like honestly, any position they take, I'll be good because as long as they are a good defender. I don't know if this what's his name again?
Malachi Branham.
Malachi Branham. As long as he is a good defender, I'll be fine.
Because he is pretty good.
That's what we need. Like if he because something we didn't really talk about the flaws of this Nuggets game, but like something that I was noticing, De'Aaron Fox was getting to wherever he wanted for most of the game until Austin Rivers came on to him. And Austin Rivers has been really good defensively, but he's not going to be able to check every single lead guard, every single good guard. Like Monte Morris was getting burned on every single drive. So I still think they need some type of guard defender. And
yeah, for sure.
Whether that's in the buyout market, we talked about Gary Harris a little bit, but I feel like I don't think that's going to happen anymore. Like you do have Davon Reed, but it looks like he's not going to. I mean, I don't think anything's going to happen with him. So it's just going to be really, really weird to see how that works. Because I like obviously Jamal is a better defender than Monte, but he's not locked down. Will, if he's healthy and he's like active defensively, he can take that chance a couple of times. But Gordon's mostly going to be on the best wing defender or wing player. So that's something that I still think Denver is that's going to be like their Achilles heel. Is they don't really have anyone to check those guards. So that's why I thought Gary Harris, like if we could get him, that would literally make this team perfectly well run. Because you have like a couple of everything. Like you have good wing defenders.
I think Bryn Forbes might be the worst defending Nugget I've ever seen. He gets it literally feels like I'm out on the basketball court. Like when he gets blown by and he's just I mean, there's no strength. There's nothing. Like there's no lateral quickness.
Today, what I saw, I liked his effort. His effort was good.
His effort's always good,
but he gets blown by every play, and also because he's short, he just gets shot right. Very, very luckily, he can shoot. Like I feel like we just replaced Faku's defensive lapses. We just took him and made him a shooter. Now
I know.
Pretty for him. So
the other thing about Brandon, by the way, he is the first like Mr. Ohio basketball from St. Vincent St. Mary's since
he's the next LeBron. All right, so now
Exactly.
we gotta go.
The next LeBron. Um,
Gotta
I,
go.
that is really it for the NBA games.
Yeah. I
This-
guess I was just gonna. I'll look through the standings real quick to see where everyone.
I don't know how or when Garland got hurt, but he didn't play today.
Yeah, he played in the All-Star game, so I thought he was gonna play.
I know.
That was a little weird, but Cleveland lost to Detroit. That was a weird game. Cleveland made like a huge run to take the lead in the fourth, and then some weird stuff happened. Brandon Goodwin, Nuggets legend, he had actually a really good game, but he kind of he had like a wide open three to tie the game at the end, and he missed.
Oh, really?
But Cleveland, I mean, I still think that they're good. I think it was just like kind of a hangover from the All-Star break, but they're now comfortably in they're a half game back in Milwaukee, and now they are in the 5 spot. Milwaukee and Philly are tied for the 3. Boston won. They are slowly but surely creeping up. They are only a game out of the 5 spot. They're at 6. No really other movement in the East. Atlanta, they lost, so they kind of dropped down a little bit, but
yeah,
East is still very, very competitive. West is more spread out, but Denver winning now. This is actually really interesting. Denver is only 2.5 games back of Utah now. They don't play the Jazz anymore. They got swept by them, so they don't. Tiebreaker's out the window for that. Tiebreaker for Dallas is out the window, so they're gonna have to beat them outright. They're gonna have to just straight up win more, which is gonna be a tough task because.
But I think it's possible.
I think it's possible for sure. Like if Denver can go 17-7, like we mentioned, I definitely think that's possible that they can beat them. Because that's winning. All you gotta do is win 4 more games than them down the street.
Than Utah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think you can do. I think you can 100% do that. So, but you also got to look at Dallas. And what they.
I feel like we're gonna end up passing Dallas pretty soon.
Yeah, I mean they're only a game back.
Yeah, I know.
It'll be interesting to see how Dallas looks after the All-Star break, considering their the Porzingis trade and all that.
Yeah, considering their team
still doesn't make any sense. Like Luka went off.
I know.
He ended with like 3 40-point games. He had a 50-point game in there. It was just he was on one, but coming out of the All-Star break, it'll be interesting to see how they look. Yeah, and then everything else is basically the same. Minnesota winning is actually pretty big. They kind of stay in the rearview mirror of Denver for the for the 6th seed. So you still got to keep an eye.
It is annoying. I know.
Yeah,
but I think we'll be fine. We're not going to be in play-in contention.
Yeah, I don't think we're not going to make the play-in. It's just like that pressure is constantly there. Which is annoying. It's annoying, but it's also good because it means Denver can't let off the gas pedal at all.
Yeah.
Man, I feel really bad for the Clippers though. It's like they're going to be in the playoffs, but I feel like they should just tank.
I know.
Well, wait, no, they probably don't have a pick this year. I didn't think about it.
True, probably not. Yeah.
Or if it's probably a pick swap or something. So. No, actually.
But I know they could do like the Warriors strategy where you just tank when you're.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure they don't have their first round this season.
Yeah.
Because of all the trades they've made. All right. Yeah, that's it. Bit of a long one, but good win for Denver. Very good win. I think this is good momentum.
They don't have a first round pick till 2027.
Oh Jesus! All right. Well, they're okay. Never mind. You might as well make the playoffs. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how the play-in shapes out. Looks like Portland is still trying to make that, which is.
I know.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it for us. Unless you got anything else.
No.
All right. We will see you guys Saturday.